Merry Christmas, everyone. You know, it's Christmas time everywhere, but today we're going to talk about the very first Christmas. Yeah, that happened a long time ago, over 2,000 years ago, back in Israel, in the little town of Bethlehem. Now, so let's use our imaginations, and we're going to go way back in time, and we're at the end of a street, and we see this couple. The lady's riding on a donkey, and they're coming down the street, and there are people everywhere. There's so much confusion. And so I asked someone, what's all the confusion about? And they said that Roman Emperor Augustus wants us to have a census taken, and we don't know how to do it. We don't know what he wants, but we just all have to go back to the town we were born in. And since Joseph was born and his family came from Bethlehem, he had to take Mary, even though she was expecting a baby, and go all the way back to Bethlehem. So there are people everywhere, and they're arguing and they're fussing. You know, when you get a big crowd, people get all confused. And Mary is about to have a baby, so Joseph is trying really, really hard to find a place for them to stay. And they can't find any place with enough room. But one innkeeper said, I don't have any room in my inn, but I do have a manger, and it's nice and quiet in there. You could go there if you want to. So Joseph took Mary, and they decided to check out this manger. So they came around, and there was a star up at the top of the manger. Joseph thought, I wonder what that star's there for. We're going to find out. There was just a cow and some other animals in there. So Mary said, you know, Joseph, I think that my baby's about to come any time now. So let's stay here because it's warm and it's nice and quiet. And the cow doesn't seem to mind. So that's what they do. And before long, you know what happened? Jesus was born. It's Jesus's birthday, the first Christmas. And they put him in a manger. You know what a manger is? Well, it's a feed trough for cattle. So Mr. Cow back here, you see Mr. Cow? He's hiding. Let's bring him out so he can say hello. Mr. Cow says, it's okay if you use my manger. I've already eaten for today, so I'll be okay. So he gave his manger for the baby Jesus. Now, at the same time that Jesus is being born, way over here out in the fields, there's shepherds, and they're watching their sheep. And while they're there, this bright light comes, and an angel comes to them. And she tells them, don't be afraid. I know it's scary, but I'm bringing good news. I want you to know that today in Bethlehem, Jesus has been born, and he's going to be the Savior of the world. And then she goes away, and she comes over to the manger so they'll know where to go. And she's protecting the baby Jesus. She's having a hard time landing, though. There she goes. Now she's all watching over Jesus and taking care of him. Now back over here in the fields, the shepherd said, wonder why they would come to me. No one ever talks to me. And I wonder what this is all about. Come on, sheep. Let's go over there and see if we can find out what's going on. So the shepherd doesn't leave his sheep. He takes them everywhere he goes. Just like you take your puppy dogs or your kitty cats with you, right? Well, maybe not kitty cats, but puppy dogs. They like to go. So the shepherd comes over, and he wants to see the baby Jesus. So he's going to come over here by Mr. Cow. And the sheep, they're curious. They want to know, so they're going to get up close to look and see about the baby Jesus. So now It's nice and quiet and Jesus is sleeping, but there's one more part to our story. There's some other people that have found out about. They've been looking for this king to be born. You know what they're called? I didn't hear you. What? Right, the wise men. How many of them were there? Do you remember? There was one, and he's got some frankincense. And another one, he's got some gold in the box. And one more makes three. He's got some myrrh, which is a really expensive spice. Now, how did they get to the star and to the angel? They rode their camels. Here come the camels. They want to see too. So they're going to come in here to find out about the baby Jesus. And all the wise men come up to give Mary and Joseph all the gifts that they brought for Jesus. They're going to stand back here. Okay, Mr. Camel, let your wise men in. There he comes. Whoa, he fell over. He was tired. It was a long journey. Here comes the last wise men. And they bring their gifts because they're worshiping the newborn king. And Jesus is going to be able to use those gifts to help. Joseph will use them to help protect Jesus, because we know there's some bad things coming. But right now, on this very, very special night, we're all celebrating the best birthday present we ever got, which was the baby Jesus, the Son of God. So this Christmas, when you're opening your presents, remember that it's really a birthday. And it's not your birthday, it's Jesus' birthday. But do you know how we give presents to Jesus? We give presents to Jesus by giving them to each other. So that's why we get to have presents at Christmas. I hope you'll remember this, because Saturday night we'll be watching for the stars, because Sunday is Jesus' birthday. So Merry Christmas and happy birthday, Jesus.